All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Switch the Field podcast, where we're going around the World Cup in a very predictable round of 16. I'm your host, Alfredo, with our resident referee and coach,
Sebastian Marquez,
and our resident fullback,
G Roach.
And boys, I hate to say it, but this round of 16 was ass.
I'm with you. The only non-predictable game, Jesus, was Croatia and Japan. I thought Japan would take that on.
Really? Not Morocco and Spain?
You know what's crazy? Because I think we said this. I think you and me said this last week. That anything could happen in that Morocco and Spain game, and it ended up being that way.
I agree, but because of how all the other games started, like the favorite won every single time, bro. I didn't think that Morocco were gonna pull that off, but it's huge, bro. The fourth ever African team to qualify for the quarterfinals. That shit was crazy.
And it wasn't Senegal. Sorry, Sebi. I actually predicted every single score and match. It's just not on video.
Why wasn't it on video, bro?
Because I couldn't be there. But I predicted everything.
No, yeah, I'm sure, bro.
You predicted everything?
Yeah, I predicted everything.
Everything's correct? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're also back at our regular studio after getting kicked out last week, bro. Despicable. But let's rip the Band-Aid off, bro. I've been trying to avoid talking about this shit at length for days now. But the first game of the round of 16 was the Netherlands against our boys, the US.
I think Sebi said it best. We got outclassed by the coach. We were there. It would be very disrespectful to say that the U.S. did not have a chance that game, because we were definitely there. There was points in the game where I said we're here. Even when we were down, I said we're here, because our team showed a lot in the first half, and it really just came down to them playing tactically perfect, knowing that our fullbacks would go up, leave all that space, and that's Van Gaal. And another thing, we just couldn't capitalize on any of our chances, because we were there creating chances, and the one that's gonna haunt us forever is that 3rd-minute Pulisic shot. Dude,
I told you guys at the time when it happened that, like, it felt like when he shot it, like, even he thought he was offsides, because he didn't really put everything into that shot, because I thought he thought it was gonna get called back. And dude, my issue with this team is at the moment we went down, like, there was the team was noticeably uncomfortable, because they hadn't gone down the entire World Cup, so they haven't had to play from behind. Their whole thing was keeping possession and then being able to defend teams in transition, or not even let them get in transition in the first place.
That all essentially goes out the window once you get scored on, once you concede.
And because you have to open yourself up more, and you're more susceptible to those counterattacks. But dude, like, I hate that Greg thought that, because you guys said that Louis Van Gaal outclassed Greg 100%. His whole tactic was to, like, let the US possess the ball and just hit you on the counterattack. Greg thought the US possessing the ball that much was because of us being that good, because we were dominating the game. Like, he was completely unaware that the Netherlands were letting us have possession. I don't know if you guys saw the quotes in the post-game interview where he was like, "Oh, we dominated the game. The Netherlands, they scored on their first chance of the game. How long did it even take for them to get their first chance?" Like, bro, that chance came because they planned for it. Like, they let us have the ball. No, like, our fullbacks terrible in defending all day.
Defensively, we were just awful as well.
Yeah.
Anthony Robinson couldn't dribble. No first touch, absolute brick feet.
The midfield, to be fair, like, they looked gassed. Like, they looked like they left everything they had against Iran to get there. But bro, Tyler Adams not tracking back as good as he's been all tournament. You're gonna tell me he didn't see the danger of Memphis all alone at the top of the penalty box? Like, he had to have been tired, bro. There's no way.
Okay, so both of those first half goals by the Netherlands came through the middle, and that's specifically your back line and your defensive midfielders.
Yeah, because they didn't anticipate the cutbacks on either one, and it's more specifically on the second goal. Conceding a goal on a throw-in, like, first of all, they already got you with a cutback on the first goal, because the defense or the midfield wasn't deep enough because of their attackers pushing the back line all the way back. They need to drop low. They need to drop down. The midfield has to drop down. They weren't there. I didn't anticipate the cutback. Going down 2-0 at halftime, that's when it felt like the game was over to me, because I felt like at 1-0 it's manageable. We're getting chances here and there. Like we had that in the second half, that Tim Ream corner, the corner that ended up with Tim Ream like right there, wasn't able to put his foot through it. Haji Wright obviously knocked the ball past their keeper, and all he had to do was slot it in, but he took a heavy touch.
It's also things that I was worried about defensively. The other games we were fine. That game we were bad, but it's how many chances are we going to create and how clinical are we going to be? And we just weren't clinical the entire tournament.
Dude, my biggest issue with this though is with Greg as a whole. He does not adapt, and the team does not respond well because of how young these guys are. Every time they went down in qualifying, like they failed to respond positively every single time. Like in the game against Panama, away at Panama, they concede, never looked like they were gonna get back in it. In the game against against Costa Rica, last game in qualifying, they go down a goal, nothing else, no production whatsoever. My worry was when they went down for the first time, since this team hasn't faced a lot of adversity, especially playing at a World Cup, they weren't going to respond properly because Greg does not adapt, does not change his game plan whatsoever. Like whatever plan he puts out there is what it's going to be.
I agree, and there's another the other underlying issue is you're essentially not bringing a header of the ball. And how many crosses do we? Many crosses did we put this entire tournament? And we don't have somebody that
we don't have a crosser of the ball either.
We crossed the ball more than
3 times.
We crossed the ball more than any other team, 93 times. And the crazy part is that you don't bring anybody that's capable of playing as a target man. Like that's insane, man. You don't bring Pifak or Pepe.
That's what I was gonna go. That's where I was gonna go.
You don't bring either Pifak or Pepe. Pifak is like probably the best target man we have. Like that's literally the only way he scores. Pepe is good at both, and he's also good at hold up play and bringing himself into the game when he's isolated. Like, come on, man. If you're gonna be crossing that much,
you're bringing in a style that you don't change, and then you don't bring the two most clinical strikers that you can bring, and you don't change your game plan. All you do is cross the ball, and nobody's gonna be clinical like that.
If you're gonna do that, you might as well start Haji Wright, bro. Jesus Ferreira had a nice 45-minute cardio session, bro.
Yeah, terrible,
dude. Overall, this game was bad though. But I'm not trying to shit on the U.S. for the entire their entire run, because I think there was more positives than negatives to take from it. Like this team, as young as they are, have never played in a competitive tournament like this. I'm not going to count the Gold Cup because a lot of this roster wasn't even together in 2019, and in 2021 we brought our C team. So this is the first experience of playing together at a tournament like this. So they got positive experience. A lot of them are a couple years away from their prime. So there's definitely more positives to take from this. I thought Greg did well in the group stage too, but it's just a terrible way for the U.S. to go out.
I agree.
But the Netherlands move on, and now they got Argentina, who also looked shaky against Australia. Australia nearly had a chance at the very end.
Last minute chance had me on my feet, and I couldn't be on my feet that day.
Dude, Argentina with Australia nearly tied the game at the very end, bro.
That was insane.
They're looking a lot less impressive than I thought they were going to. I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on Argentina.
Because they create chances, and they're there, but my God, it's not clinical, bro. That guy is that. I was like, Messi has to have flashbacks of Higuain, because there's no way he's that bad.
Yeah, he missed.
But on top of that, he continues to play. Why? For what? What
other option do they have? Whose
dick is he sucking to get there?
They have Paulo Dybala.
But you can literally
never plays though.
True. I mean, I guess they want to go with the more natural number 9 at that spot.
He still has experience at the striker position.
Yeah,
just try
true.
it.
Yeah.
Just literally try it. Anyone but Lautaro Martinez. He's literally La Caca.
I was about to say he's playing like his
Darwin
boyfriend.
Nunez. They're all the same person.
Yeah, he's playing like his boyfriend at Inter. Bro,
what is it with these strikers and being terrible?
Yeah, I don't know.
Get it.
I mean, we said it last episode, I think 2 episodes ago, that we just feel like there's a natural lack of clinicality at the World Cup.
But the strikers, I mean, come on, your main job is to create space and finish.
Yeah.
And you're just creating space.
Doing his best 2014 Higuain. Oh, and Timo Werner too. But yeah, Argentina. I'm not gonna say they were lucky to get through. I don't think Australia were really in the game that much.
No, they just had the opportunities on the counter.
Yeah, Australia were definitely not in the game.
Yeah, but shout out Australia though.
They did their best. They executed the game plan.
Yeah, and they had a beautiful run, to be honest.
Hold on and just try your best.
Squad value of like 55 million.
Not even, dude. I think it was 37 million. 37 million total squad value.
Versus like what? 600 million, some shit like that?
Argentina were around 400 million, I believe.
Something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude, and the beauty of it all is like it's teams like this that make me happy when they go on these runs to where their entire country is like the games over there are like at 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. and the entire country is packing these watch parties out. Like, it makes me so happy. But in the end, they couldn't get it done against Argentina. And Argentina probably got their individual quality. It is what got them through into the next round. Now they play the Netherlands, a game I expect them to win. We're going to get into predictions later. But Argentina looking a little shaky so far.
France, Poland,
yeah. Dude, this was probably the most predictable fixture the entire round of 16 to me.
But France are leaking like bad chances in the back. That one chance, if Poland would have scored before anyone broke the deadlock, the cross that went in leaked and had 2 shots saved by the keeper and the defender. That's stuff that teams that are not called Poland can put away.
But you know what I think it is about that French team, that they like to invite the pressure, because this is how Mbappe loves to play. He loves to play on the counter attack. He's kind of like Rashford in a sense.
But a lot of teams will punish them for that.
I know, but at the moment, I think they're playing towards the style of how Mbappe likes to play. And I think his way of playing is a lot on the counter, and since we know how fast he is.
Ridiculous.
So I think that they're playing mostly on a counter attack and inviting chances. They want to invite it, and then they punish.
I don't see it as sustainable.
Yeah, that is a risky game plan. But I mean, when you have Mbappe running at you, I don't think there's many players better in that sense of the game. Like in transition like that, bro, the guy scored a banger for his first one. I think, was it the first one or the second?
It was both of them.
Oh yeah, they were both bangers. But yeah, oh my goodness, bro, you ripped that.
That second one was dirty.
But I mean, yeah, I agree though. I don't think it's sustainable. I think it's a risky play style too. However, I think France are way too good to
they're
not
way too
make
talented,
this.
And I just think you need just one competent. To me, they don't beat Portugal. Who they would play if they beat England?
Portugal, I wasn't super high on them until I saw this performance when they're without.
But hold on. Let's get there. Right now we're through France. We're through France.
All right. But yeah, France 3-1 over Poland into the next round.
Mbappe, nasty.
Mbappe is just the second best player in the tournament.
There's no way.
And then we had England, Senegal. That was
listen,
dude. These 2 games, I'm not gonna lie.
Again. Yes, England dominated for most of the match, but that Pickford save with his left hand on the striker for Senegal in I want to say like the 15th, 20th minute. That changed the momentum of the game, because Senegal were attacking very often and did have very clear-cut chances. So that one save that he had with his left hand, Pickford, completely changed the game.
Yeah, didn't they have another chance at like the very first play of the game too, where they were through pretty much?
A lot of these teams, if they had just finished that first chance that they had, these results could have looked different. England
to me are one of those teams where like they kind of have to score first to win the game. Like, I feel like they have those type of players that also get kind of rattled when they go down. So I'm interested to see like how they're going to respond against France if France does get to score first. But aside from that, I hate to say it, but England look really good, bro.
They look solid.
In attack.
They do look
Bellingham is
Jude and Foden are bro, Jude and Phil Foden are the 2 best young players, or the 2 best young player tandem at the World Cup.
So far.
Him, like, I really loved Musiala as well.
Musiala had nobody else to really play with.
You gotta give Saka,
I was about to say
Saka his flowers.
Saka too. Saka's balling.
Those three are fantastic.
Es un maestro.
No, but those 3 are, my God.
No, I gotta give it to Saka, bro. It's the one Arsenal player I can say. That guy's a baller. I'm not gonna lie.
We got ballers.
That England front 3 they're cooking. I'm not gonna lie. However, I think France has a better attacking core.
I think that France England game is gonna be very good. I think we might be up for a classic.
I think that game's gonna be one in the middle.
I think we're either gonna get a shootout or it's gonna be a boring ass 1-0.
If it's one in the middle, then it's gonna be interesting because you're gonna have a young midfield, and Rabiot has been playing out of his mind though.
Rabiot has been really good,
but
and Tchouaméni as
Jude
well.
Bellingham has been great. I think Declan Rice has been very good. Now, it all depends on who that third is. But we'll get there on the prediction. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
True. Oh, we had Japan, Croatia.
I was upset. I was upset seeing Japan go up.
Yeah, I thought I like the way Japan play, like their press and their attack, bro. They're such tenacious
players. They always
players.
find the perfect threaded ball in between defenders, and it's crazy to me that they all have some type of chemistry with each other, that they know exactly what they always have a player there on those threaded balls, on balls that you see any other team play and it'll go out of bounds or the defender will get there, and I love that they knew each other perfectly, and it was so disappointing to not see them capitalize more on their chances.
That's the thing. This Japan squad has been together for a long time, like since the tail end of qualifying last year, all throughout June and September. Like they've been playing together for a long time, and a lot of them play in the Bundesliga too. So I also think that has something to do with it. But yeah, their attack is so tenacious. They're all so fast, bro. Like I really felt like they should have been rewarded a little more for that. But in the end, I think it's the pedigree of the Croatian players that got them through. Like they're all experienced. They've been through this before.
Yeah, and that Perisic goal was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
That goal was
header.
That was a gorgeous
beautifully
header.
weighted header
From like
to the
12
bottom
yards
corner.
out too.
Yeah, and to beat a keeper from that distance on a headed goal is insane. But I think their experience is what got them the win when it came down to penalties. Japan had never been in a situation like this before. Croatia's had experience in situations like these.
3 times last World Cup.
Yeah, and bro, the Japanese players just didn't look like they had much experience like shooting pens, bro. Those are terrible.
Bro, they all
the 3 penalties.
They all shot that like they had pillows on their feet.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
They were horrible.
They looked visibly scared.
Not a single player put their laces through the ball, and oh my god, that's all I was yelling at my screen. Just put your laces through the ball. I'd rather sky it than put a soft shot like that.
Dude, the Croatia keeper didn't look like he was impressed with any of the saves he made. Like, it looked like they were
phased.
It looked like they were routine saves for him.
Yeah.
Those are warm-up shots.
Yeah. But that's what it came down to, I feel. Like, just Croatia's experience, and all these players haven't been through it. They're all old as fuck, but like... that's what got Croatia the win, in my opinion. But it sucks for Japan. But shout out to them, though. Their federation put in a plan years ago, I think either before 2014 or just shortly after, to, accelerate the talent development of their national team, and now they're just starting to see the fruits of it. Like they got to the round of 16 in 2018. They did it again this year and were really close, like on
Both
the doorstep.
times really close.
Yeah, on the doorstep of the quarterfinals. So like Japan have a good project building with their federation and the players that they have in now. But yeah, it sucks. Another World Cup where they just missed out on the quarters. But the second game of that day, we had Brazil, South Korea. This was my favorite game of the entire round of 16 to watch, bro. Brazil look amazing, dude.
They were firing on every cylinder. They were connecting passes.
Everybody looked good, bro. Rafinha, Richarlison, they all looked good.
Yeah, even I hate those guys.
Even the ass ones looked good. Obviously, everybody else, bro.
Casemiro's had himself a ton.
Yeah, Casemiro too. Thiago Silva ball too.
Even
my
Paqueta
guy.
made himself a little appearance
too,
and he's been pretty just there.
Yeah,
for the whole World Cup.
I would say the probably least impressive player in this game was probably Neymar, and even then, like Neymar had a decent game. I feel
solid.
Nothing
crazy.
Got a penalty.
I just feel like we were, I don't know, expecting 2014 Neymar when we see him, or 2018 Neymar.
Yeah, I mean, he did kind of rush back a bad ankle.
I know,
though, so.
But it's just like a little upsetting to see. Like, I feel like I didn't appreciate the way Neymar played back then, because seeing him now, I want to see him do well. I want to see him do everything he used to and take on players and skill these players. So not seeing him do it kind of like it hurts a little bit. Not enjoying it the way I should have.
I just think he's injured and he rushed back.
I'd hope so,
because we've seen him like play this well for PSG recently. So I don't think he's definitely.
I will say this: I don't think Neymar should have played. I think that Brazil should have understood that talent that they have, not underestimate them, but for the better of their team, say Neymar just sit this one out.
I agree, but it's just
disagree with that. I feel like bringing him into this game is building him back up from an injury.
True. I also think it's insanely hard to tell probably your best player of all time that, like, yo, you're not gonna play this game. Like, we know you say you're good to go, but you're not gonna play. Like, it's just hard to tell someone
best player of all time is kind of crazy.
I'm saying Brazil's best player of all time.
Brazil's best player of all time is kind of crazy.
I don't think it's
we
that
could
crazy.
save that discussion for another video, but I think he's better.
Okay, all right.
But whatever, we're gonna go
Morocco and Spain.
Probably the craziest result. I know you guys thought it was kind of predictable, but I was impressed because
it's just the tale of Spain again. Just all possession,
lot of possession,
no finishing,
nothing, no product, bro.
Nothing
and
to
the
show
few
for
times they went forward, what is Morata gonna do, bro? Morata gets forward and kills attacks, bro. Makes one bad pass.
All right, I think you're overhating because there was a few chances where I raised my eyebrows because of what Morata did, but the clearest chance of the entire game was in the 123rd minute.
Oh yeah,
that Sarabia volley
dude.
that hit the post. That had me astonished that didn't go in.
Skimmed the outside of the post, and just like that, bro, they were almost nearly through and kicked Morocco out. That was crazy. But when it came to penalties, bro, I have no clue what happened.
You know what's crazy? Luis Enrique told the press, I believe, we took 1,000 penalties for the knockout rounds.
All that.
Where were they?
And you think about the level that these players play at, the experience that some of them had, like Busquets, bro. Busquets missing a penalty.
Thank God. I hate him. That's one of the players that when I saw step up for the penalty, I said, I hope that brother misses.
Dude, and these were awful shots.
They were awful.
Terrible shots.
All of them were bad.
Correctly.
Don't get me wrong. Good on the Morocco keeper for keeping them out, and I love seeing celebrations afterwards. Like, that guy's a hero in this country, but those were terrible shots,
again,
bro.
Yeah.
These are routine saves.
Yeah,
I will say the only thing for the Sarabia shot, I think that he's the keeper diving the right way caused Sarabia to try to force it a little wider, which forced him to hit the post. Yeah, because it was a solid well taken penalty in terms of power, but just the fact that the keeper went the right side made him try to drift it a little wider. Yeah. So that's one where I will say, like, okay, he did well. But the other two, he did well. But what the hell were those shots?
I know, dude. But Morocco get through their first ever quarterfinal appearance.
Happy for them.
Yeah. And like we said at the beginning of the episode, fourth ever African team to make it there. Bro, they called Samuel Eto'o a madman, bro.
It's just, I do wish that we had more of like a Ghana 2010 resemblance to this run, like where they clearly deserve to be there and show that like they were the team, like the African team to beat. They were there to fight for that. Because
it came out of nowhere. I feel like people are mostly putting this on Belgium being really bad in the group stage. But regardless,
still happy for them.
No, they deserve it, bro. And I'm happy for them.
Yeah, they do deserve it.
The defense has been great.
They gotta play Portugal,
who just slaughtered 6.
My goodness, man.
They slaughtered 6 past a team that almost held Brazil to a draw. Yeah, which is insane.
I was not as high on Portugal as you guys were, but when you take a certain someone out of the lineup and you go for your best current players on the top 3, that Portugal team is scary. That attack is nasty.
Look, I will say this about this Portuguese team. Ronaldo is getting up there in age, and I said this even when we were talking about United, that he is not stable enough to play in that squad and in the system that he wants to play. Yeah. Ten Hag. Yeah. The same can be said about Portugal, but I think he's the greatest Portuguese player of all time.
No, there's no question about that.
He needs to play.
There's no question about that, but you do not start him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's no way you start him on current form and just force the rest of the team and accommodate the rest of the team for him. I'm sorry, but if you're an all-time great, you need to recognize when you're starting to drop off, and you need to make way for your teammates to be better than you. Because
I want to be biased, but I can't.
I'm gonna disagree only because he is their greatest player and he is their leader.
You call him into the squad for sure. You keep him on the bench, but you don't start him. I'm sorry.
He's going to start next game.
There's no excuse for him. Dude, if he starts next game over Ramos, bro, no way, bro.
He's going to start next game. Gonzalo Ramos was extremely good, and he's been very well for Benfica this year. He deserves to play.
But like Ronaldo makes the two chances, the second two. The first one was a banger though. First one I would never take away from Ramos.
Would Ronaldo have been in those positions though?
I think so.
But these are things we'll never know. That's the thing. These are things we'll never know.
You do not bench Ramos after having a hat trick.
I don't know. A lot of me wants to say that he had those chances as open as he did, just because they don't know his pedigree the way that they know Ronaldo.
That's true.
Think about it.
So they don't defend him the same way.
Yeah, so they don't defend him the same way, and the chances flow a lot easier for a team, especially for a striker. The striker doesn't get choked out, and that's why I feel like the second two goals were given to him. However, I'm not saying they're given because he's not good. He was phenomenal, and I'm not going to take anything away from him because that was
3 goals and
an absolute performance.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a lot to think about.
They definitely played how you'd expect them to, with more fluidity.
True.
But I still think you have to start Ronaldo. He's too much of a threat.
I disagree.
Even at 37, he's gonna be 38 soon. I think you start him the next game. You have to.
I disagree.
But
you know,
yeah.
Considering the way they played, if this is old saying, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This team balled, bro, with that attack. And they didn't even start Leao, which is a crazy part, and they still balled.
I don't think you need to start Leao with Joao Felix.
I agree. I agree. You don't necessarily need to start all of them, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that front three balled this game. They absolutely deserve to start the next one. Plus, okay, I guess you could make the argument that this is why Ronaldo should start, but let's just transition into the quarterfinal prediction. They play Morocco next.
He's gonna play. He's
gonna probably play, but I don't think he should start. There's no way.
Do you think about it this way? The only reason that he didn't start this game is because him and Santos had an interaction.
Yeah, and I don't see how big you come off of that. His replacement gets you a hat trick, and you don't keep the same starting front three. What message does that send to them anyway? If you do that,
I mean, Gonzalo Ramos came out after the game and said he's our leader.
Yeah, but what message does that send?
Follow him.
Mad dick riding, if you ask me, bro. What message does that send to your players?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in 4, 5, 6, however many days when it happens. All right.
Whatever. Quick predictions.
Portugal
going through.
Portugal are going through.
Morocco's run. I love Morocco. I'm happy to see Ziyech actually enjoying playing football because, like every Chelsea player, they look miserable when they wear the blue shirt. But I'm happy to see them go through. But this run ends here.
Yeah,
Portugal.
I agree.
Croatia, Brazil
easily.
Yeah. These are pretty predictable. I mean, I don't even with their experience, I don't see anything happening.
Yeah.
Netherlands, Argentina.
I'm gonna say Argentina, but by a very fine margin. Like maybe extra time, if they look the way they did against Australia, though. But I'm gonna say Argentina.
I want to say Argentina, not convincingly, but maybe like a. But I don't see them having a 2-goal cushion. They couldn't even do a 2-goal cushion versus Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's gonna be. I think Argentina are going to dominate a lot of the game, and they're still going to pass on.
Yeah, I just think at times the Netherlands did struggle to defend some U.S. attacks, and Argentina are insanely more talented than the U.S. are. So
I'm going to say
Argentina.
And the big bitch, England, France. That's one that I have to like. I'm going to love that game.
No,
I know. I
think
love that
England's run ends here. As good as they've been, I think they have a similar problem to the U.S. where they're not going to respond positively to adversity. So the moment they go down, which I think France is definitely going to get the first goal, in my opinion. If there is any goals in regular time, I think it's for France.
Listen, I'm with you with the English. You know, they slouch when they concede and when something bad happens to them. But I want to say that they learned from last World Cup's experience.
I don't think they will. Anytime they face adversity, anytime that they face a good quality side,
but you can't tell me that we haven't seen improvement. We saw them reach the finals in the Euros, which was only a year and a half ago, with more or less the same squad. I want to say they've improved as a squad, morale-wise, attitude-wise. I want to say they've improved, and I want to say that this is gonna be a massive match. I hope it goes into extra time. I really think that it has the potential to reach extra time.
Are you telling me it's coming home?
It's definitely not coming home. Portugal's beating them. I think Portugal is a better squad of that whole side. And I think Portugal are going to take it to the finals. I said it from the beginning, and we clearly saw today that they have the potential to.
I have them as winners.
But I do think that we're underestimating England. Yes, Gareth
Maybe
Southgate,
we're hating. Maybe
Gareth
I think
Southgate is
so.
terrible,
Yeah.
but we've seen improvement.
I don't think we're hating, and I don't think we're wrong on this, because Gareth Southgate is not better than Didier Deschamps.
I don't think they've
coach.
played a single team that's like really gonna give any other opponent of theirs competition.
Who?
Like England.
Yeah.
Like so far, Wales didn't give them anything.
Have France really
Iran
played
didn't give them
anyone
anything?
that impressive either?
Yeah, but at the same time, this is France we're talking about. Like the best team they've played so far, probably the U.S.
Who? England?
England, yeah.
Well, yeah, and the best team France have played. So the team that are giving the most trouble is Denmark.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. But I just think France have had a tougher strength of
And
schedule.
it's not like
so far.
France don't have a bit of an attitude problem either.
I think
That's true.
there's a report. There was a report that came out that after all the injuries that they were more unified than ever before. So I think with Mbappe, Giroud, Dembele, and Griezmann as their front four, and in the middle, Rabiot's had a great tournament. Tchouameni has had a great tournament. Varane's just coming back. They didn't have the greatest 2 games, but
I just think
they've been
we're
playing
in for
really
an
well.
absolute match on Saturday, because I think this is. I think you guys are underestimating England, and I'm also underestimating France. But I do think that we're gonna get an absolute classic.
Who's
If
your
we
winner?
don't get an absolute classic, I'm gonna be very upset.
Who's your winner? For
Only
that?
because I'm hating England.
this guy's
That's
going
only because I'm hating. That's only because I'm hating.
This
Whatever,
guy's been
man.
hating on France
Yep.
since 2018,
Yep,
bro.
yep.
Of course.
Nah, France. I'm gonna say France.
But just don't put it past it being a great game.
I think it's gonna be a great game.
I'm not saying that I would be surprised at France winning, but I would like to see England win. I would like to see France go out, and that's my choice.
All right. I'm picking France though.
I'm picking France as well.
All right. But yeah, so that's gonna be our quarterfinal prediction. Like I said, a very predictable round of 16. However, I just promised a lot of really good matchups in the later rounds of the tournament. So I'm very excited. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. My name is Alfredo.
I'm Sebastian Marquez.
And I'm G Roach.
Thank you guys for watching.